Hey guys, at BV Matson here, and one of my most favorite days has come when restoring a vintage motorcycle. It is sandblasting day. We're gonna start cleaning up some parts today and getting them ready for primer. I've pretty much stripped everything off that's gonna need sandblasting, pretty much everything, and we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna be using black diamond abrasive. I'm gonna use just a coal slag. This is the only thing I could really find yesterday. This is a medium grit. Would have liked to find the light fine grit, but didn't have that, so I picked up medium. So let's get our first piece going. Let's clean up one of these side covers, or one of the air covers. We'll check that out. All right, we're just gonna pop this in the machine. Hopefully I can give you guys a good view of what's going on here. I'll get the camera all squared away, and we'll start sandblasting. All right, guys, before we get started, there are a couple things that you're gonna need in order to be safe while you're doing this. Number one, make sure that you wear a mask, okay? We're gonna be blowing coal particles all over the place. Wear a mask, okay? Don't be tough guy. And also safety goggles. Safety goggles are gonna be key as well. You just don't take any chances, wear some protective gear while you're doing this. Also, have a vacuum cleaner to be able to be circulating some of this stuff and get your air compressor primed up. All right, guys, we are ready. I'm going to turn on the vacuum cleaner. This is going to get really loud, all right, because the air compressor, I have a smaller compressor, so it's going to be need to catch up. I'll have to take many breaks, but let's start sandblasting our first part. Let's hit the vacuum. All right, hands in, and grab the gun. Let's hit our first piece. Oh yeah, probably one of the most satisfying things is sandblasting. It's gonna clean these bad boys up so good. It's gonna be fantastic. There goes the air compressor. It's gonna get loud. You know, a set of earplugs would probably be a good thing to get as well. Yeah, we're just gonna keep hitting it. Gun's jamming here a little bit. There we go. We're just gonna keep hitting this piece. I'm gonna start hitting it, and we'll get back to the video. All right, let's hit this battery box. Might end up buying a new one, but it's worth looking at. Oh, look at that. Look at that rust disappear. So rewarding. They're like new. Coming out like new. This is going to take a little while, though. Back at it. We're going to have some parts to paint tonight. Exciting stuff. It's pretty pitted. Let's go down this line here, see what happens. We're going to get it. Look at that. How rewarding. I think we're going to be able to save this battery box. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I sure do like saving original parts. So we're going to keep on working on this. I think we're going to be in great shape. Never give up on old parts, guys. We're going to save this battery box. It's actually cleaned up pretty good. Good enough, at least.
So relaxing. Yep, we're just gonna keep on working this. Keep at it. This one's gonna take a while. But look at the difference. Crusty mess. All right, guys, here we go. Here are the two covers. Came out pretty clean. So all I did is I rinsed them off with some fresh water. Got all the dust off of them from the sandblasting process. And now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hit it with a filler primer. I really like this stuff. Takes out any kind of imperfections in these covers. So I do see one little spot here that I need to hit with a hammer before I go and paint. You can see it right here. There's a little bit of a dent. That's just going to be nothing. A little ball peen hammer. Give that a whack, and this cover will be ready to go. But we're going to get these primed because we don't want these things starting to rust up. I didn't hit the insides too much because, I mean, you're never going to see this anyway. But I did knock out any rust that I did see. So getting all the rust off of these is important. I'm going to go smash this with a ball peen hammer real quick, get that quick little dent out, and then we'll be ready to put our first coat of paint on these air filter covers. All right, I'm actually just going to find that dent here, grab my my punch, and I put that right on that high end of that. Just going to grab my hammer, got a couple of nice taps. And that's all she wrote, man. That dent's out, popped right out. That's awesome. Let's get to some paint. All right, let's hit our first side cover. Let's get a coat of primer on this stuff. Again, filler primer. Really like this stuff from Rust-Oleum, especially if you have some pitted stuff. Now, when you're painting, you know, you can be pretty liberal with what's going on with this filler primer. Just make sure that you're shooting off the edge. Okay, that's the key. You don't want to be like spraying all on top of something. Nice, easy passes. Stop, come back. Just pass your piece. I think that's really the key to do that. So we're just going to put a light coat of primer on this right now. And again, notice how it's back and forth, back and forth. Go past the part that you're actually painting, and you're not going to end up with a ton of runs or anything. You just don't want to keep your nozzle in one spot for too long. So just back and forth, on and off on the nozzle. So you're just pass, pass, pass. Hit this. This primer actually dries extremely quickly as well. So we'll actually give this like 10 minutes just to cure up. And then we should be good to go to hit the inside. Once we get to the color, because again, we're just going to paint these black. We'll actually hang these so we don't have to move them. But for the prime coat, that's really all there is to it. We're going to let this one sit. I'm actually going to grab my other one, and we'll go through that process again. Here we go. We got a kind of a cool, you know, before and after kind of a look. And I think I really only have enough primer today to really just hit these air covers. Let's get these cleaned up. I am working on the battery box, which I showed you in the video. That one's taken a little bit more work in the sandblaster. So that piece is pretty crusty. But I think with this filler primer, I think we're going to be able to save it. I'm feeling pretty confident. It's cleaning up. And again, the battery box doesn't have to be perfect. But again, nice, easy motions. And you're painting all the way past your part. Come back in. Do not hold the paint in one place. That's the key. So we're getting one coat on this side here. I love this filler primer. It's great. And if you do have like a big nick or something that you need to fill, you can just kind of hold this stuff on there and deal with it that way. So hit that edge just a little bit more. Let this chill out for a little bit. Come back, give her another coat. We'll flip them over. Might give this just a quick sand. You can see there's just a little bit of dust that got on that. But other than that, we're in great shape. Priming, we're making these air filter covers looking brand new again. This is awesome. So there you go. We'll let these dry and we'll come on back. All right, let's give you a little bit of an update on where we're at with the battery box. It's actually coming along pretty good. Now the trick, we're going to get back in deep on this and see if we can clean out some of this. Lots of material. Lots of material down in the bottom of this box. All right, take a break from the sandblaster here a little bit. And I just want to taking a little bit of 320. And I'm just going to smooth out some of these ridges that I'm seeing here before this next coat. It's all pretty minor stuff. You know, just want to get that off of there. I mean, again, these covers aren't that important aesthetically. You're not going to see these, you know, on the bike. I'm working on getting myself a set of pristine side covers right now, which I'm really excited about. I hope that deal goes through. But yeah, I'm just going to scuff these up, get any kind of marks off that I see. I'm also trying to isolate myself a little bit from the sandblaster so I'm not dumping dust all over it, because that is a messy job. Even with the cabinet, still feels like, you know, a lot of debris flying around. So yeah, these are going to be just fine. I'm going to grab a rag, wipe them down real quick, and they'll be ready for another coat. All right. If you got a microfiber cloth or something, that would work too, but we're just going to knock the dust off. And we're going to have these looking pretty spanking new here in no time. All right, let's hit these again. Give myself a little bit more room this time. There, cool. You can see them both. Got my sandpaper. We're going to hit it again. Make sure you shake your cans often. The paint does tend to settle out pretty quickly. So we're just going to hit this. Again, going past the part. Nice and easy. It's not a race. Take your time. I'm going to throw a nice little bit thicker coat on this time since we already got one on. There we go. Work our way around nice and easy, all four sides. Again, going just a little bit heavier. I don't have a ton of primer. I got about a quarter can left. But we should be okay. Just really want to get these done and show you guys kind of the process that we're going through here. All right, this is primed pretty good. I need enough. I got to just remember I need enough to do the other side as well. So let's hit this again. I mean, I can always run to the store, but I don't want to run to the store today. Just want to keep working on the bike. Nice and easy. Oop, got a little piece of dust there. That's all good. Again, this is just a primer coat. I'm not too picky right now. Now, when it comes to the black, I'm really a little picky about that. So I do. I mean, even though it's a part that you don't really see, I do want it to be good. I mean, I'm taking the time to sandblast and make it all good. And we'll do a nice little thick thing. Anyway, keep going. Nice little thick coat in this filler primer will fill in, you know, some of these little gaps that we see. There we go. Need to kind of stop here because I do need to hit the other side of these covers as well. So I think I'm good. Put this just a little bit more. Yeah, I tracked up a little more dust, but oh well. There you go. Got ourselves a set of primed covers right now, and that's fantastic. We'll let that sit real good. Getting there, guys. All right. Other side's nice and dry, so I'm just going to kind of hit this inside. Again, I'm not too worried about the inside here. I just want to make sure I get a good coat of primer on it. Running a little low on paint, so I'm starting to conserve just a little bit. Again, I'm laying this on pretty thick inside here. Just give it a nice coat. Make sure we get this underside that we weren't able to get before. All right, and then we'll switch over to our other cover. Can's starting to get a little weak on me. I really don't want to have to go to the store and buy another one. Just want to get this done. Hit all these sides real good. I think we're going to have just enough to get this done. All right, looking pretty good. Yep, this is great. Ooh, can start to sputter on me just a little bit. Get this nice and thick down here if I can get it. And the can's dying. Can's dying. Hit it good. Going nuts. And we're going to have 2 air filter covers that are ready for black paint. They're going to look brand freaking new. I'm going to let this primer sit. So we'll probably paint it in another video. I want this stuff to cure real good. I'm going to get these hung up. Yeah, my can's dying. Can's dying, guys. Just going to be real liberal with it here. There we go. This stuff is, I think, about as good as I'm going to get it with this can. Making sure I get every little nook and cranny. I'm going to shoot some up in here. Get up inside there. And 3, 2, 1. I think this can is going to be dead, but there we go. There's the side covers primed and ready for paint. We're just going to let her dry for, a good 24 hours. All right, there we have it. We're just going to let them hang for a while, and then we'll go get some paint. Black paint, probably a matte, maybe even a flat black, something good. And we're going to be done with these side covers, which is fantastic. Battery box is going to take a little bit more work in the Sandblaster for sure, but I'm going to try something to expedite that process just a little bit, just kind of a little bit of an experiment. So let's look at that now. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get the Evaporust out, and I'm going to let this bad boy soak in Evaporust. I don't know if I have enough to do the job. I might have to go pick up another bottle, but I'm just going to dump this in, see how much we've got. This stuff is some magic stuff, let me tell you. And I might come out, yeah, I don't really have enough. But, I'm going to get the bottom of the tray, which is really all I want. I just want to be able to cover this bed. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to get something that I can prop underneath here, just so we cover that up. And there we go, because the bottom of this bucket is really bad. So here we go. And there you go. I'm just going to let this thing kind of sit and work on that rust on the bottom side of it. But other than that, I mean, look at this. This battery box, it's like night and day compared to where it was. And again, America's #1 rust remover. This Evaporust stuff is absolutely amazing. We'll be putting a ton of stuff into this. I'm going to need to get, probably a couple more gallons of that to get through this job. But again, that tank is still sitting here. I've got 2 gallons, about 2.5 gallons or something inside the gas tank. So that's just de-rusting, and we're in great shape there. So I've made a little bit of progress today. We're working on this battery box. We've got our side covers primed and ready to go. Engine sitting here on the table. And we've got a lot of sandblasting to do. Look at all these parts that we've got to dive into here. This is pretty much a full afternoon of working on stuff. Sandblaster is working really well. I'm not quite as big of a fan of this medium grit, blasting compound. I like the fine stuff. That stuff seemed to work a lot better. But if you enjoy the videos, guys, please subscribe. I'm going to try and go through all of this in painstaking detail for you. Subscribe. It's awesome. Also follow along Instagram and Twitter at BV Matson. Thanks, guys. We'll give you a look at how the Evaporust does on this in an upcoming video. Have a great day.